Hi, this is Jevin of Blue Jeff Reviews. So it's confirmed during the IFA trade show in Berlin on September 5th by the Blu-ray Association that 4K will be coming towards the end of 2015. The new format will apparently be able to handle 4K video at up to 60 frames per second. It should work hand in hand with the HDMI 2.0 standard, which will increase the bitrate to 18 gigabit per second compared to HDMI 1.4, which was 10 gigabit per second, and that limited HDMI 1.4 was only able to output 4K at 30 Hz. This new format will also use a newer video codec called H.265/HVEC, or high efficient video coding, with a bitrate of up to about 50 to 60 megabit per second and up to 100 megabit per second. Most Blu-ray titles today in practical terms probably have a video bitrate of maybe 20 to 30 megabit per second. Also, the new codec apparently has a double compression efficiency compared to H.264 on top of having double the bitrate of current Blu-rays. And since 4K is 4 times the resolution of 1080p, theoretically it would be able to handle the quadruple pixels. And this is something I'm a little skeptical of until I actually see it playing on an actual 4K TV with my own eyes. So we'll see how good the compression technology is in practice with actual 4K titles. The disc itself will have an extended capacity from 66GB up to 100GB to accommodate the higher bitrate and the higher resolution content. For the most part, I'm very excited that we will finally have a first disc-based format that will be able to deliver 4K content. Previously, the only way to acquire 4K content is through streaming services like Netflix or Sony's own 4K player, and internet connection speeds required to stream 4K are very high, and yet have to be heavily compressed to be able to stream smoothly. Video streaming sites like YouTube already has a support for 4K technically, but according to what I've heard, most can't really tell the difference between setting the video to 4K and 1080p because it is so heavily compressed. However, there are still questions that are lingering in the air at the moment, like will my current Blu-ray player be able to play this 4K disc? To the best of my knowledge, no, which means you probably need to buy a new player for this. The main reason is because the newer format is using a new video codec, and hence the hardware requirements to decode this codec will be very different. Therefore, for those using the PS3 as a Blu-ray playback device, I can safely predict that the PS3 will probably not be able to play back the future 4K disc. But since the PS4 and the Xbox One can output video in 4K, it is entirely possible that these consoles will probably have a firmware update that will allow them to play back 4K Blu-ray. However, I've heard that Blu-ray playback on the PS4 and Xbox One is not ideal. Check out this article on Eurogamer if you want to know details. There have been problems like the 24 FPS playback issues on Xbox One, the interlacing issues of 25 FPS playback on PS4, and more issues like this. And weirdly enough, all these Blu-ray playback issues are not present on the PS3. I'm not entirely sure if these issues are fixed at the time of this recording because I don't own either of the next-gen consoles now. If they have, let me know in the comments. If not, I seriously hope Sony and Microsoft fix these issues on their consoles before the 4K Blu-ray rolls out, because I don't want my 4K Blu-ray to play back horrendously on these consoles, especially you Microsoft, since you like to tout your console as a all-in-one media device. So what are your thoughts that now we're finally going to have 4K content on Blu-ray? Do you think the H.265 will deliver the same quality compression with only double the bitrate as opposed to quadrupling it to match the resolution upgrades? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.